This is the story of two unique P-3 Orion aircraft, designated as EP3Js, that I flew in my last Navy squadron. They were airborne jammers that were added to the U.S. Navy's electronic warfare inventory in 1992. They were originally P-3 Bravo aircraft that were converted into the EP3Js by a modification team that used requirements developed by our squadron in order to perform electronic warfare aggressor missions for the U.S. Navy. The two EP3Js carried jammer pods to jam surface and airborne radars. They also carried the large ALQ-170 pod that could transmit enemy radar and missile signals for training the fleet ships and aircraft in electronic warfare. Finally, the EP3J aircrews also operated advanced radio scanners and jammers to perform communication interception and jamming. The Firebirds of Tactical Electronic Warfare Squadron 33, also known as VAQ-33, was an electronic warfare aggressor squadron for 44 years. The squadron flew a wide variety of aircraft that simulated enemy aircraft. In the early 1990s, VAQ-33 flew the EA-6A electric intruders and the two EP-3J aircraft that I flew. We were all stationed at Naval Air Station, Key West, Florida. The squadron aircraft basically played the role of the enemy aircraft, or the bad guys, and trained the fleet by attacking them using realistic enemy electronic warfare tactics and procedures using a variety of pods and other advanced electronics. You may be wondering, why did the Navy have aggressor squadrons? Why use U.S. aircraft to simulate the enemy instead of using actual enemy aircraft? The answer is that it's impractical to use actual enemy aircraft, and it's much easier to just modify existing Navy aircraft with additional EW capabilities that replicate the enemy in order to train the fleet. A modification team in Waco, Texas, added new wing wiring to power and control the electronic pods, added several new antennas, and added some very capable radio scanners and jammers to the P-3 Bravos to create the two EP3Js for VAQ-33. The two EP3J aircraft and VAQ-33 aircrews successfully trained the fleet with radio jamming, radar jamming, and missile simulation training using enemy tactics until the squadron was disestablished in 1993. The important EW training mission and the two aircraft were transferred to Patrol Squadron 66. They were known as the Liberty Bells and were located in Pennsylvania. They received the two EP3J aircraft from VAQ-33 and were tasked to continue to provide electronic warfare aggressor training to the fleet. However, BP-66 still had to perform all their normal P-3 missions, such as anti-submarine warfare, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions. So, in 1997, the Navy reduced the workload of BP-66 by transferring the mission and the two EP3Js to a brand new squadron. The EP3J story continues when the two aircraft were sent to Navy Fleet Air Reconnaissance Squadron 11, also known as the VQ-11 Bandits. They operated the two EP3J aircraft and performed the electronic warfare aggressor mission from 1997 until 1999. Unfortunately, one of the two EP3J aircraft was severely damaged in a fire on the ground. With only one plane left to fly, the decision was made to retire the last aircraft in 1999, ending the story of the two EP3J aircraft. So, in summary, from 1992 to 1999, the three squadrons, VAQ-33, VP-66, and finally VQ-11, successfully trained the crews of many Navy ships and naval aviation aircrews in realistic electronic warfare environments. This presentation is dedicated to all the men and women who served in VAQ-33, VP-66, and VQ-11 that contributed their efforts to the performance of the critical electronic warfare aggressor missions performed by the two EP3J aircraft. Thanks for watching this video. Several of my other naval aviation history quiz videos are available on YouTube if you're interested in learning more naval aviation history. Goodbye, and I wish you all fair winds and following seas.